Welcome to the Inner Coach Classroom with me, Emma Benyon, a multi-certified coach and educator with over 13 years of experience within the education sector. This podcast is all about helping educators and leaders build their inner coach so they can become confident, self-aware, and transform how they work and lead. So if you're an educator or leader, then you are in the right place for coaching, mindset, and reflection. Now, today's episode is all about navigating identity shifts. And I want to talk about this because this is not something that we talk about often, but yet it's something every educator and leader experiences at some point in their career. Those moments when who you were doesn't quite fit anymore, and who you're becoming isn't quite clear yet. So whether you're moving from teacher to leader, changing roles, returning after leave, or evolving personally, identity shifts are normal, human, and also deeply meaningful. Now, in education, identity changes constantly. Perhaps we're a teacher and we become a mentor, a lecturer and we become a manager, an educator and we become a leader, practitioner, we become a specialist, a team member, we become a team lead, an educator, then perhaps we become a mom, and then we head back into education. Potentially we go from a manager to a senior leader. Education is fluid, yet we pretend our roles are fixed. Each new step creates a quiet identity transition, new expectations, new confidence levels, new responsibilities, new visibility, and new ways people see you too. Identity shifts are absolutely not a sign that something is wrong. They're a sign that you're growing. Yet they often can feel quite wobbly. And that wobble happens because you're letting go of familiar patterns, you're stepping into something you haven't quite mastered yet. And your brain likes certainty, and identity changes break that certainty. You're renegotiating how others see you, you're unsure of who you potentially need to be now. And potentially parts of you feel old, parts feel new, and it can feel quite confusing. And that emotional wobble is completely normal. It's your internal system adjusting to that new version of you. Now, often there is this myth that, potentially you move into a new role and you should have it all together by now. Maybe the first day you get into that role. And we can often hold ourselves, accountable to some very unfair expectations. I should already know how to do this. I shouldn't be struggling. Everyone else seems so confident. I'm supposed to be the expert. And this myth keeps us silent about our identity wobbles. The truth, no one has it all together. They're just good at performing certainty. And this is where self-coaching, building that inner coach, helps you drop the performance and meet yourself about where you really are. And this is why I'm so passionate about sharing these tools and helping educators and leaders build their inner coach, because it is so transformational and it can affect how we, approach these transitions, these identity shifts with so much more ease. Now, this discomfort phase, is this messy middle in this identity change. And it can often look like feeling unsure, feeling like you're faking it, wanting to go back to what felt familiar because that's safe, questioning your abilities, potentially feeling quite sensitive emotionally and overthinking those simple things. Yet this space of discomfort absolutely matters. And that's because it's where the growth happens. It's where your brain is forming that new concept of yourself, where you're learning new confidence, building those confidence muscles. It's like you're shedding those old patterns and you're rewiring what you believe you're capable of. So don't see this discomfort as a red flag. It is an absolute sign that you're in transition. And with this, I want you to consider this self-coaching question. So maybe grab your journal, take a moment with this, and instead of focusing on what if I'm not good enough, what if I can't do this, ask yourself, who am I becoming through this change? Because that will allow you to come from a more grounded, more confident, more self-aware, more aligned, more authentic, more capable, and more compassionate place. This identity work is not about performing, it is about becoming. And there's so much more that you can do to build on that. Trying some self-visualization tools, spending time journaling on, who you are becoming, what it's going to look like when you've moved into this new space. Yeah, just allow yourself grace, allow yourself space to, let the wobble be part of the journey. Your inner coach will always help you grow. There's no rush, no shame, no pressure. Just allow yourself the space to just be with how it feels right now. So I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for listening. And I'd love to hear your reflections from this episode. So why not come and chat with me over on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn at emmabenyon.coach. If you've enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss the next one, then make sure you follow and subscribe. And why not take a moment to also share it with a colleague or a friend or leave a review? I'd really appreciate it. Let's build your inner coach together, one episode at a time.